Reality is strange. I wrote down this idea to do a video about Harriet Tubman because she's one of my favorite historical figures. And I wrote that down yesterday morning. And apparently at some point yesterday, I found this out last night, that they're going to put her on the $20 bill. So that's really strange, and that's synchronicity at work right there. Yeah, but it's also ironic that someone who fought so hard for freedom from physical slavery is now being exploited with the current form of slavery, or one of the current forms of slavery, which is fiat currency. I'm not saying currency in and of itself is bad, it's a neutral thing, but the currency we're using today in the monetary system, it's being skewed to siphon the wealth to the hands of a few individuals. But that's another topic. But the idea that I wrote down was to talk about Harriet Tubman and mental slavery. So about how we can embody that archetype that Harriet Tubman represents. So that person that frees themselves, and they don't just sit in that freedom by themselves. You know, they don't just get complacent with their own freedom. They actually help others to get free as well. So this applies to mental slavery. And when I say mental slavery, it's not just the media conditioning, it's not just the box of reality that the powers that be are squeezing us into. There's more to it. There's also things like being a slave to your addictions, being a slave to your thoughts, being enslaved by your fears and your self-doubt. There's so many of these manifestations of mental slavery. So the point is, if you've overcome struggle, like say you were addicted to drugs and you overcame that, it's almost your duty to share that with people and to help people that are going through it. Okay? And that's why I put out a video on who am I to be making these videos. We all have something to share, and we all have had struggles that we've overcome. Everyone has a different cross to bear. Everyone has overcome a different struggle. And some have been bigger struggles, some have been lesser. And that's why I share my ideas. Because everything that I work through, I like sharing it, because who knows who I'm helping with these ideas that I'm sharing. And I wish to spark that inspiration within people. So we should really embody that Harriet Tubman mentality and apply it to modern life. So, in modern life, slavery isn't physical these days. It's mental. It's the media dictating how you react to certain situations. It's being controlled by your fears, like I said before. It's that kind of thing. It's that mental slavery. It's keeping your mind inside of a box. And it's an insidious form of slavery. Because physical slavery, though it's more horrific, it's finite, because humans have a desire for freedom. So if we see our if we see our bondage, we are going to rebel inevitably, and people are going to work towards rebelling. But if you can't see your prison, if you can't see your chains, if you're unaware that you're in slavery, then that slavery can go on indefinitely. And yeah, it's blatantly obvious that there's forms of mental slavery going on, whether it's self-imposed or imposed by the powers that be. So just keep that in mind. Every struggle that you work through, share your story. Help other people overcome the struggle. Guide other people to freedom. And don't force them either. Like Harriet Tubman wouldn't kidnap people who didn't want to be free. Like the slaves who lived in the house. She wouldn't kidnap them from the house if they thought their life would be better there, because they're very dependent on the system. But for the people that are willing, guide them. You know, make that invitation. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't drink it. So spark those minds, make that invitation, and those that want to will come with you. All right? So much love to you. One love. Peace, peace.